Yes, I am back with another Xenoblade Chronicles video, but this time it's for the expanded content called Future Connected. And in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper on what my thoughts were of this expansion and really answer the question, was it even necessary? Let's take a look. I don't usually do post-game content because by the time I beat a game, I've had enough of it already and just really move on. But something about Xenoblade allowed me to really enjoy its JRPG experience to where I didn't mind going back. It also helped me to know that Future Connected was only about a 5 to 10 hour experience, and that was something I could give my time to. Now, right off the bat, my first surprise encounter with the expansion Future Connected was the gameplay and the combat. And quite frankly, I wasn't expecting them to be different. And well, spoiler alert, they are a little different. The combat includes 3 major differences. Number 1, chain attacks now occur with pawn specters instead of the traditional way with your team. Number 2, there are no visions where Shulk can see an enemy's fatal attack. And number 3, there are no skill trees. Now, one of the major additions to Future Connected are Pawn Specters, which are a team of Nippons that you find throughout the map, a total of 12 of them, and you have to do a quest for them and they will join your team. This team is utilized in the form of a special attack or chain attack, or really just basically an all-out attack. I'll be honest, I wasn't really the biggest fan of recruiting the Pawn Specters to my team at first, but it grew on me once I realized that special attack really did some damage to the enemies. I was like, okay, kind of want to recruit all of them now. And now one of the cool things about the Pawn Specters is that they are split into 3 teams and each team does a different move. For example, the red Pawn Specter team deals major damage to one enemy, the blue team heals and grants debuff immunity to all allies, and the yellow team forces daze and decreases the enemy's strength. Again, wasn't a fan at first, but it became fun afterward. Also, upgrading your arts and buying weapons just seemed a little bit more tedious than before. And quite frankly, I didn't really like that. It didn't really cause me to just bypass that entirely. A lot of it got switched over to really just kind of a different kind of currency system for our upgrades, and the equipment buying was just in a very tedious location that I just didn't want to trek to. Again, a lot of these normal features that were just, again, normal in the main game kind of just bypassed in the expansion because it just wasn't worth my time, in my opinion. However, there was one cool change that I did appreciate, and that was ether deposits now give you gems to immediately equip and upgrade rather than giving you crystals that you had to craft into gems. Now, another thing that I did take note of was the heart-to-hearts were now called quiet moments. And honestly, this little change begs the question of, was this expansion even necessary? And I'm going to use the heart-to-heart quiet moment example to really answer that question, and long story short, I don't really think so. And the reason why I asked that question now is because why change something as simple as a heart-to-heart, which are very, intimate moments that you get to see and encounter with the characters on a one-on-one, just to dive a little bit deeper on what they're thinking, what they're going through, backstory. Character progression is really embedded into these heart-to-hearts. The terminology was changed, not that it's a big deal, but why? There wasn't a need to change the terminology to quiet moments. There wasn't a need to change the combat. There wasn't a need. There wasn't a need to change the fundamental features in the game, in my opinion. And the only reason why I can think of these small little examples were changed in the actual expansion is so that this short expansion could feel new. If you had the same combat, gameplay, characters, story, and everything else, it would feel even more unnecessary. And so by making a small change like the naming of the heart-to-hearts, it gives a game a different feel to it. And well, it did. Now, to briefly mention the story without mentioning any spoilers, the best way I can put it is that it felt a little lackluster and boring. In the very least, your typical mediocre expansion with a new enemy and dialogue. Again, I don't want this video to be about hating Future Connected because that is far from the truth. I just can't help begging the question, was it even necessary? But as much as I enjoyed going back to Xenoblade Chronicles for Future Connected, it didn't really wow me. But maybe it wasn't meant to wow me. but instead give me that charm that Xenoblade entails despite the gameplay, story, and combat. So to end this video, let me know in the comments, did you enjoy Future Connected? I did personally see a lot of reviews saying it was lackluster, but let me know if you enjoyed it or did not and why. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more Xenoblade content or just more JRPG content in general. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.